Very cyberpunk. They really took this model from CD Projekt Red, you know, like in terms of like the whole vibe and feel of the shooting. Like it's totally cyberpunk.
We do love stuff and all of the items allowing you to pick everything up, and you can view all that in your data menu. This is the hub for everything you're doing, from your skills to your ship, your missions, and your inventory.
You know, this is some people's jams, you know, this just, I'm very biased because this generally isn't the game that I normally play. Like you can delve deep down into a Bethesda game in terms of details, in terms of what you can do, your gun setups, you know, like your different weapons and types of items that you get in this game. I understand there's a very deep well here to get you very immersed for those people that like this type of game. I'm not poo-pooing on that. I will just say that like to this day, I get this type of experience when I play like MMO sandbox type games where dynamic events are happening all around you with gamers, and it feels much more real that way to me. And I've always been like that. You know, I'm not much of the solo type game.
We love to pack a ton of detail in every object, from all of your weapons.
The designs on the weaponry are cool. The suits are cool looking.
To food. We just obsess over the details. And food. We obsess over food.
Is there a survivor kind of aspect to the game? Is there like you got to eat in order to live kind of survivor mechanic in the game?
When you're done exploring, you can walk back or fast travel to your ship. We have companions and crew you can take with you. I left Vasco here back at my ship.
Welcome back, Captain Howard.
And he can even say your name. Let's head out.
I mean, that looks good.
Our mission was to convey the wonder and majesty of space exploration, to evoke the role.
First off, and like this is the other thing too, like people that are comparing Star Citizen to StarField don't understand gaming. They don't understand genres of games. StarField and Star Citizen are two separate things. They're not anything that you should ever compare. And anybody jumping on that bandwagon should just have a shame bell right now, because they're not a gamer in my eyes. They're just trying to get views. They're just trying to get clickety-clack. You know what I'm saying? I said that last night. I'm saying it again, and I'm sticking to it. You know, the whole verse comparison is absurd. It's absolutely absurd.
Romance of the golden age of early spaceflight. And we've been referring to this approach as NASA Punk. This means a design language where the tech is advanced, yet still looks grounded and relatable.
For us, it's that contrast. That's where the visual interest is. Obviously the NASA, which is the rigid, hard function over style, and then Punk, which is all about style.
You can see that visual style coming through in your ship. Your ship is your home for you and your crew. Cool. And like many of the spaces...
You know, and again, in a solo gameplay environment, I got to make sure the NPCs are logical enough to keep me feeling like that I'm actually playing with people, which it's not there yet. It's not going to be there for... Actually, it's actually going to be there sooner than you think. With all the AI we've been seeing and on the channel we've been posting, how AI is coming into the picture. We saw a lot of mods using Skyrim with the AI. It was like 10 times more immersive. They still need to work on tonality and phrasing and speech patterns with the AI so they don't sound so damn robotic. But that's when I feel like I can really get into a solo game. When the AI is smart enough and intelligent enough to have conversations with me and make it relevant to the lore of the game itself so that I feel like I'm talking to another person, I think that's when solo gaming will be more my jam. I've been waiting for that for a very long time. I think you're going to see a large portion of the PvE type gamer, the space truckers, the people that like the A to B fetch quest people, the industrialists, which I do include myself in that, even though I do PvP a lot. I love industrial economic gameplay. I think these types of gamers that are PvE minded are going to gravitate towards games that have AI built in that is so smart that you feel like you're talking to other people. I think that will be a paradise for the PvE player. I think it's going to open up a little bit for PvPers so that more games in their genre can be made exclusively for PvPers. And that's when I think you'll see a divide in the type of games that are available when the AI comes in and makes these solo game experiences seamless.
In our game, it has a slightly retro and analog touch, a bit of lo-fi rather than sci-fi, where everything is well used, worn, and lived in.
Right,
Alrighty.
backspace, right,
What's
dude.
the plan, Captain?
This is your star map. It starts with the planet you're currently on. You can see all of its info and resources. You can choose a landing spot or fast travel to known locations. Backing out further, you can view all the planets in the system. Obviously, the game is big, and it's here you can see planets that have key locations, missions, or life
No
on them,
planetary
versus
landing,
the
though,
many
right?
planets that are barren but resource-heavy.
Loading
Zoom out
screens
even
to get
further to see
planets.
all the systems in this part of the galaxy. Here, you can plot a course to ones that are light years away. This uses your ship's grav drive to fold space and jump to these
Yeah,
systems.
I'm
And
feeling
you will
that
need to
DEF CON.
upgrade your ship and
Right.
skills if you want to jump to the most distant.
Listen, is that confirmed that there's basically loading screens? I saw some gameplay from Star Wars Outlaw the other night that looked as if there was planetary landing tech built into it, but I still think it's a loading screen through atmosphere. It was kind of very well camouflaged. But I'm not quite sure. I would like to see them show that. I would like to see Bethesda actually be transparent on the takeoff and landing through atmospheres on planets, satellites. So it's confirmed. Okay, so John's saying yes. In fact, that there are loading screens going from planet to planet. I'm not big on that. They should at this point in 2023. And the work that they put in through the many years to get this out, they should actually have made it so that the technology would have planetary tech, where you can land with a seamless landing sequence.
Distant ones. But for now, we'll plot a course to the Alpha Centauri system where we can find the city of New Atlantis.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. Scan complete. You are cleared for landing at New Atlantis.
As soon as you land in a city like New Atlantis, your eyes are guided upwards to just these boundless, vast buildings.
It's the biggest city we've ever made, not just in size, but also in the amount of custom art, crowds, and quests.
So the main focus when we're designing a city is obviously what supports the story.
The environments look upgraded to me. Like, at least the environments look a lot better from when I initially saw this. I still do not like the character modeling. It is so ancient.
We try and tell as many small stories as possible.
This is a Colony War memorial.
It's a few moments of gameplay that make the space feel like it's full of real
Environment,
characters
really,
that
they
are going
upgraded
about
the
their day-to-day
environments.
lives.
It's
Beautifully.
paralyzing if you really stop and think about it.
Buddy, it's coffee.
It's also where your adventure with Constellation begins.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do. We have a lot to talk about, don't we?
Warning, incoming salad vibes.
I mean, come on, Bethesda. I mean, like, you're looking like early 2000s, man. I mean, doesn't that like register with anybody like out there? Like, that's just, come on, guys. Like, it's just, I mean, to me, that just seems super lazy. The character modeling is just so freaking archaic. It is crazy archaic, man. I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore.